Greetings, fans. Good day, and welcome to my channel. This is the Autistic Explorer speaking. I'm here to talk about what is normal. Well, the word normal can be used in a lot of ways, but it all depends on how you use it and what you're referring to as. If you're, let's say, referring to somebody with a disability, when you say to them, that's not normal, or that's not, or that is normal, you know, most of them will take you serious. People with all sorts of disabilities will take you serious. Um, I've heard, sometimes, unless you're talking about like a thing, like a, well, that thing's not working. That thing's not working normally, or it's not, you know, or it's not normal to do this or do that. But when you say people who are normal, it can get a little offending. Sorry, fans, I'm just a little tired today, but it doesn't matter. I'm here to put an effort into giving you a little tip on words that we can use to make people feel like they're welcome, like they're, like they're. I want to say normal people, but I don't want to say that. To me, it's like it's a habit, and it's not a very nice word. The word normal is not a very nice word. It's a word that can be used for um, as a way of saying that disabled people are not as reliable as, like, just because they think differently. You know what I'm saying? And that's not nice. That's not the way to handle a disabled person when you say people who are normal and people who are not normal. Um, the word normal can be hurt, is like a target right there that targets the inside of your heart, and it does cause a lot of well, not just autistic people and people with ADHD and dyslexic and um, PTSD, especially when you're referring to that as somebody with PTSD. You do not want to say that to somebody with PTSD, because I'm telling you, that's even worse than just saying that to a disabled person. Now, you do realize that on or off the spectrum, whether you're on the spectrum of autism or Asperger's syndrome or what, does not, whether you're off it doesn't mean that you don't have a disability. You have a disability. You can still have a disability if you're diagnosed a disability, and it all connects. Down syndrome. I don't know whether that's on the spectrum, but it's a disability, and there are high functioning people just like us with Down syndrome. I have friends of mine who have Down syndrome, and they have um, they have things like Down syndrome, and they know what they want. You know, if they can drive, they listen. All it takes is picking out the car you want. They'll automatically know what they want. Um, just because we can figure things out without reading, I can figure things out easily without reading. Okay, that doesn't make me not normal. Okay, and the word normal is a nasty, to me, is a nasty thing to say. Never mind a mean thing to say. It's a nasty thing to say, and it can offend somebody. You really can. It's almost like using the N word, if you know what that is. I'm not going to say it, so don't you guys say it, please. Or the Y word. slang. A Y word is the Y word. I don't want to say it either, but it's a slang. It's a slang for Caucasian and like, you know. Then you have others out there. The SP word. Um, don't. All I can say. I'm not even gonna say it. I just if you know not to use words like that, then the word normal is, see, the word normal is almost like a slang word for a disabled person. Normal and not normal. I mean, cause even though there's like two different ways to say that, normal and not normal is practically another slang name. Let me straighten this thing out. There we go. It's like another slang name for somebody with a disability. And you don't want to, I'm telling you, don't use that word. It's not nice, it's disrespectful, it's inconsiderate, it's self-centered. Okay? Um, the word normal is mainly to be used for, and is supposed to be used for, like, okay, if you're sick or something, or if, like, health-wise, okay? If you have a health condition where the doctor takes your temperature and then pulls out the thermometer out of your mouth and checks it and says, okay, you're normal, that's fine. If you're referring to somebody who's having his temperature taken due to any kind of sickness, whether it's COVID, whether it's, and I don't worry about that. I'm just using that as a slang. I'm just using that as a, you know. Anyway, no. If you're referring to somebody who's getting a checkup at the doctor's office for any health conditions, and the doctor takes your temperature and then pulls it out of your mouth and says okay and checks it, says you're normal, fine. But if you're referring to somebody disabled, then you got problems, because maybe you're not normal. I'm sorry to say it. If you're gonna tell us people with disabilities we're normal, but we're not normal in some ways, the word normal means that you're not. The word normal, when that comes out of your mouth, that means you're not normal, because maybe. And you know what? There you go. I threw the ball back to you. The word normal is a nasty thing to say to somebody, even if you're not disabled of any sort. It's still a nasty thing to say, especially to a person with a disability, because you can offend them real easy. I know, because I get offended easily, and I'm a disabled person, and I may not, you almost can't tell if I'm disabled, but I am. I was diagnosed when I was 5. I just did you saw it on YouTube. I just did my speech for at Autistic Pride Day in New York City. And you know what? I never thought I could make that speech. And I got news for you. It's the best speech I've ever made. And it may open doors now. It may open more doors now for people on the spectrum, and that's exactly what we need. But you got to stop using the word normal, okay? Because people with disabilities are not going to want to do anything if you're gonna call them slang names. Normal, not normal. So, what is normal? I guess you could say normal means like, okay, something's a little off, right? Normal usually means something is a little off. Not somebody. Something. Maybe your health is a little off. I mean, if you want to refer it to a person, maybe your health could be a little off. So they prescribe you medication, right? That they put you on to get your health at normal condition. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're using the word normal as somebody who's having a mental statement, maybe because somebody's family passed away, somebody in the family, I'm sorry, I'll rephrase that. Somebody in the family might have passed away, or maybe, and disabled people are very sensitive to that. Disabled people like me are very high hypersensitivity, and you got to take steps back. Okay, you gotta. When they get to be men and women, when they grow to become men and women, you know what I'm saying? You gotta. You families out there are gonna have to start guiding them to a future that they deserve. And, stop using the word normal as an excuse, because it's not an excuse and it's not nice. Okay? It is. And, let's face it. I'm sick and tired of being called the word dude, because I'm not a dude, I'm a person. Okay? I mean, alright, I get a lot of men are called dude. Women call me things like that too, but it's wrong. I don't like. It's wrong to me, and it's wrong to a lot of disabled men and women out there that don't want to be called that. Okay? The word dude is a habit. I don't care what anybody says about it, it is a habit. I've never used that word once in a blue moon. To me, the word dude, the D word, just say that it, just abbreviate it, the D word, to me is inappropriate. And it's people who use that word are usually people who are up to no good. You want to call me and my friends, my autistic and well, should I just say my disabled friends, dude? Well, I'll tell you what. You're out of your mind, because you're not going to do that you're not pulling that wall over my eyes, okay? I'm a tough, strong man on the spectrum of autism, not just diagnosed with a disability. Not only was I diagnosed with a disability. Do you understand that? Nobody deserves to be called dude. Nobody deserves to be called normal or not normal. When I hear the words people who are normal, or are you normal or are you not normal? The stupidest questions that people ask. Are you normal? Doesn't matter. The word normal means nothing. Is a lot of nothing. A lot of nothing. Nobody calls me that. Okay? You want to call your families that. Call your families that. Call your families dude and all that nonsense. You can call me bro. That's fine. Bro is not a problem. Pal is not a problem. You can call me that. Just don't call me the D word. Alright? Don't use the D word. And certainly don't use the word normal. I mean, I get it. We don't live in a normal world right now. We live in a sick world. But that sick world is what's leading to misunderstanding on why we use the word normal. And it's inexcusable. If you can't keep words to yourself, or you can't say anything nice to somebody with a disability, do not say it. Okay? You will eventually offend somebody. There are a lot of people on and off the spectrum who have disabilities, who are strong and tough. And they did it all on their own. Either they did it on their own or their parents guided them to that. Okay? Some have cut the cord and didn't care what their parents said, because their parents didn't want all that for them. But they did, and they knew what they wanted. And I'm proud of you all. I'm proud of you all for standing up and not losing hope. Okay? Keep at it. Stick with it. And just like in hockey, when you I was a hockey player, so I would know. You get that puck, stay with it. Fight. Fight for your team, okay? Fight for your team. Just like you would in any other sport. You know? In baseball, get the ball. Try. Just try. That's all you have to do. But using the word normal is not fighting for what's right. That's fighting for the wrong. And you don't... When you put the word normal out there, it's not nice. Alright? It is a slang word for somebody on the spectrum or off the spectrum. I like to use the word disability because because being off the spectrum doesn't mean that you don't have a disability. So I'm just going to use the word a disability. A person with a disability. Man or woman. Okay? Don't use the word normal. It means nothing when it comes to a person. We're not perfect. We do sometimes talk to ourselves and we think out loud about what we got going on in our lives. Look at me. I like to twirl my hands sometimes when I get excited. You know what I'm saying? Look, I just did it. Does that make me not normal? No, it doesn't. It's just part of my disability. It's just part of me. And you're going to get a lot of men and women out there that will do the same thing. Some will do it differently. Some will just shake their feet constantly. Some will hide in closets and go like this with their faces. Some will sit down. Some high-functioning disabled people will go like this with themselves and, you know, do that for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's over with. And then they're back to their selves. But a lot of disabled people, when they go through depression, their depressions are worse. Manic depression sometimes, maybe because they had a bad day at work, maybe them and their soulmates might have had a kerfuffle with each other. Okay, you can refer to normal and not normal. It is normal to get into maybe not a major kerfuffle, but a small kerfuffle. You know, sorry, my arms are sore from work. Don't worry. Where was I now? Yeah. You know, especially married couples, they go through even boyfriend and girlfriend, engaged couples, they go through like a small speck of kerfuffles, but they work their issues out. They work their ish-kabibbles out, and then you know what? Your relationships go back to normal. That you can use the word normal for when it comes to relationships. But if you're going to refer it to a person, just a person let alone, like me, you're doing the wrong thing. Okay? You're not being very nice to them. You're not supporting them the way you should be. You know? I wanted to move on to something else similar that relates to that, but I can't think. ADHD. It's kicking in. That also doesn't mean that I'm not normal either. Sometimes we have loss of words because we're in this situation called short-term memory loss. Okay? I have a favorite celebrity crush who has that. I won't mention her name, but I know who she is. She is my favorite celebrity. I put her on the top favorite list. She is diagnosed with ADHD. She may not be on the spectrum as far as I know. But I can tell you this. I can tell you this right now, guys. She is a person with a disability who has put herself out there to have her face all over the internet, perform some great movies that are now my favorite, okay, and have been my favorite since 2 decades ago. We're looking at 20 years now. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta understand that being normal is not normal. Okay? Being normal is not normal. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes to be normal is not normal because you wanna be you wanna be you. You can yes, be like everybody else. You know, do what everybody else does, but do you, okay? Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you do what's important to you. And if do what makes you do what you do when you get excited. Twirl your hands, you know? That's fine. You know, it doesn't make you not normal and it doesn't make you anywhere in a mental statement. You know what I'm saying? Because you are what you are. Okay? You know, all you pretty women out there who have disabilities, be you. And all you handsome men out there, like myself, of course, be you. Don't try to be like everyone else. Be like everyone else who understand you, okay? Who like everyone else who understand you. Who understand what it's like. Let them help you the way I'm helping you. Follow the star. Whatever it is you do, you know, you're allowed to make mistakes. Just follow the star in your heart that your conscience provides and guides you within. And don't let these people who see, that's another thing. Name call. Name call. The word normal is a name call, is considered a name call, okay? Just like any slang word for whatever is a name call. That is a slang word. Normal and not normal are slang words for people with disabilities. And when other people with disabilities say that, okay, maybe it doesn't bother me too much. But when somebody without a disability says that to me, or any of my friends, or the love of my life who's on the spectrum, or off the spectrum but still with a disability, we got problems with you, okay? You got a problem and you're not normal. There, I said it. For those of you who don't have disabilities at all, I'm not saying they deserve it, but you do understand I'm advocating here for people with disabilities. And if you're gonna pull the walls over an advocate for people with disabilities, try me and see what happens. Because you're not gonna win. Alright? You're not gonna win. I could do this until 3 in the morning. Until it's time for me to go to work. Understand something. With or without disabilities, okay? We're all the best out here. There's no such thing as who's better than who. We're all good people. And especially disabled people who know what they want, who are creative, just like people without disabilities know what they want. People with disabilities know what they want. You know, you want to drive your dream car? Get the car picked out and how you want it. Get the make and model picked out. screenshot a picture of it, click, and show it to the people that maybe you would like to help you. Do you want to get a promotion at your job like I did? I'll tell you about it in a minute. You start by doing the hardest things. And you start by making mistakes, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It does not mean that you're not normal. So stop with that. It's not nice. And if listen, if somebody were to tell you, well, you know, the word normal is normal to use against people who just don't know what they're doing, or don't know what they're who forget a lot of times. Well, somebody lied to you, because you know what? That person, I'm going to find that person, and I'm going to bring him to you. I'm going to bring that person to you all who are on my level with disabilities. And I want you and me and all of our my army of disabled people subscribing to me on this, following me on this channel. I want you all to have a talk with this person, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to be right behind you all. Let's do it. Autism speaks. Disabled people speak. Disabled lives speak. Autism speaks. And do not use the word normal. Because you know what? No matter what you do, no matter what the situation of your disability is, you're still strong, you're tough, and you know what you want. And as an advocate for people on the spectrum, and even as a YouTuber as an advocate for people on the spectrum, I should say, don't lose hope. Hope will always be there for you, as I will be there for you all as well. And if I ever, when I'm there with you all, and I hear somebody use the word normal or not normal towards any of my disabled army people, okay, you will hear it from me as your ambassador. Your disabled ambassador. Okay? Face it. I'm not afraid. No one tells me I should be afraid of something. Not even a family member. No one tells me, if I say to somebody I'm not afraid of something, or if you say to anybody in your family or outside your family, you're not afraid of something, you have a right to say that. You have a right to stand up to the person and say, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of anything. Nothing out there fears me. You know? That doesn't make you not normal either. If anybody says if anybody ever tries to scare you with words that try to make you want to live in fear, you have a right to say you're not afraid, because you're strong. I told you that. I just said that already. You're strong, you're tough, and you know what you want. You know what that means? You're not afraid of anything. And that's normal. But again, we're not going to use the word normal. When you say things like, I'm not afraid. You're not afraid of anything. I'm gonna put myself out there and be the man or woman that I deserve to be. After years of being an autistic individual, or a just say it, or any sort of disabled individual with on or off the spectrum, on or off the spectrum. If you have a we're still talking about disabled people. Disabled people don't have to be on the spectrum, because the spectrum kind of adds to having a disability, to being a disabled person. Disabled would be like if you have ADHD, PTSD, Down syndrome, bipolar, dyslexic, you know. And I gotta tell you, a lot of people with dyslexic, I have another favorite celebrity crush who has that. They were told they were stupid. They were not normal. Okay, and that's the wrong thing to say. I'm sure those people have gotten offended by that, and probably probably before the fight started happening, that person probably went up to try to beat the hell out of that person. Well, good for them. Good for you all. Stand up to those people who don't have disabilities and give them a tip on what it's like to be diagnosed with a disability, because they don't know what it's like. They've never experienced it. They were never put in bad places like we were. And I want you to know something. It may not be about how much you are loved, but how much you are loved by others who understand, who would never use that word normal in any way, whether it's normal or not normal. You are the best. You're creative. You know how to live your life and take care of yourself the way you want to take care of it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay? So don't let people scare you into believing something that you've already seen is not true. They're trying to scare you. Even when it comes to family members who say that same thing. Don't let them scare you with any words. You know, listen to your conscience. Don't listen to other people. Yeah, take advice from other people. But listen to your conscience. Your conscience knows the truth more than other people would. Take it by heart. Okay? And those people who say that's not normal what you're doing, or that is normal, they're being racist, in my opinion. Maybe not when it comes to the black and white community, or the Hispanic or Asian community. That's not what that's not the point when I say it. So leave that out. We're talking about the disabled community here. The disabled community does not want to hear the word normal, because I'm telling you, there's a lot out there who have had doors open for them, and when they hear the word normal, they will kick your ass for it. I will. If they won't, I will, and I'll do it for them, as well as I will do it for myself too. Okay? So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, stop using the word normal. Don't use the word normal in any way. We don't deserve that. Disabled people don't deserve that. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. think about what you want to say before you before you say it. If you're gonna say, if you have something you want to say, because you're gonna have people out there. I'm only saying this because we're gonna have people out there who are always gonna have something to say to try to scare us, and we're not living in fear. Okay, we are gonna be strong. We're gonna be tough, and we're gonna fight like hell for what's right for those who are on and off the spectrum, who have disabilities. We are going to fight like hell. Let's just say this. Leave out what I just said. We are going to fight like hell for what's right and for what the disabled community deserve. They deserve the help that they need to get where they want to be. They deserve to be, I guess you could say, like everybody else, but don't be like everybody else when it comes to when it comes to any offending words. Get it? We are going to be ourselves, and we're going to fight for our rights and fight to put ourselves out there and show the world what normal is. Show the world that we don't care about being normal. We care about being the people that are proud of others and are proud of themselves for what they do and what they can do and what they can show you. All the show and tells out there that will rock you all like a bunch of famous people who are disabled. Okay? So please, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Do not use the word normal in any way possible, no matter what the situation is. Do not use the word normal, because that ishkabibble is going to, it could get you in a lot of trouble. It could get you evicted from your home for it. I almost had somebody evicted from their home for using the word normal towards me, a neighbor. Okay, not here, at one of my old apartments I lived in. So, anyway, mainly just to wrap this up, mainly what I'm trying to say is the word normal can be used in stuff that really has nothing to do with a person. Alright? Like, is your car running normally? Is your health in normal condition? You know what I'm saying? But when you refer to it as just a person, especially with a person with a disability, then you are being, in my opinion, you are being racist. In fact, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. You're saying offensive words that will upset and cause disabled people to kick your ass for it. I would kick your ass for it. But you want to avoid that? Then don't use the word normal. Get out of the habit, and don't use the D word. What is it? Don't use the word dude. The D word. Okay? The D word stands for dude. Don't use that word. Okay? I don't like being called dude. I'm a man. Don't call my girlfriend that. She's not a dude. She's not a chick. She is a woman. A woman of her word. I am a man of my word. And we have names, okay? If you don't want to say our names, fine. But get out of the habit of using the word dude. Get out of the habit of using, and most of all, get out of the habit of using the word normal towards a person. Especially with a person with a disability. Because it's not very nice. It's a mean and nasty thing to say. Okay? Well, I'm gonna go eat my dinner now. It is 6:50. It's 6:45. Okay? My name is Scott. I'm the Autistic Explorer. And we'll talk more when I have more videos to come up with. Peace out. Don't lose hope. Hope will always be with you. Let your conscience guide and provide you with the star in your heart within. Okay? Don't lose hope. It's out there. It's there waiting for you. Okay? Don't let other people don't let other people don't wait on or let other people tell you something that is going to scare you, because you know what? And try not to be scared. Try to face try to face that person. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Try to stand up to the person. Stand up to him in a horse stance. In a horse stance like this. Okay? I'll show you. You know? Stand up to him. You know? Stand up to him. And go, look, you're wrong. Or you know what? When was the last time you were at that place? If you think it's so corrupt. And you know what? Laugh in the face of corrupt. Laugh in the face of danger. Don't let it scare you. Don't let it stop you from living your life. Live your life. And if you see anything suspicious, blast past it. Keep walking, keep trucking, keep railroading, and you'll be fine. Okay? But of course, take advice from your parents. Take some safety advice from them. Take some advice. Ask their opinion on what should be done, but don't let them treat you like a bunch of 10-year-olds. You know? Be you. Follow your conscience. Your conscience makes the rules now. As grown men and women like me, full-grown adults like me, men, women, you have rights. You're your own person. So don't take crap from anybody. Take it from your conscience. Your conscience provides all these things for you and guides you to where you want to go, to succeed and be the man or woman that you want to be. Okay? So, that's it. That's it, you know? So, anyway, my name's Scott. I'm the Autistic Explorer. If I have any further information, further videos to share on my YouTube channel, I'll be sure to be there. I'll be sure to, get on. Please subscribe at the bottom. Alright? When you get a chance. Alright? Peace out.